Hi all, welcome to the channel. My name is Ratna Kishore. I support the undergraduate students of both electronics and computer science domains using these videos. In this video I am going to cover 6 question and answers related to Python with proper explanation. So without any delay, let's start the first question.
Question number 1. Pause the video and guess the output of the following code. The output is true. We will see the explanation for this output now. So in this code, a function mul2 is defined, which is returning the square of the given number, and then the function name is assigned to another variable m2. Whenever we are assigning a function name to another variable, automatically these two variables are now referring the same function. Then if we display both, for our purpose just I am commenting this final print statement. Let me run this cell. That means both are now referring the same function. Then we can call that function by using the mul2 or m2 now. Now I am calling the function by using m2 with a value 5. After that I am calling the function with mul2 with the same 5 as input argument. Then if I run this cell, both will return 25, which is nothing but the square of input argument 5. Then if you compare both m2 and mul2, automatically you will get true as answer because both are referring the same function. If I run this cell, then we got true here. Then output of the code snippet given in the question 1 is true. Question 2. Pause the video for some time and guess the output of this code. Here the output is tab AB in the first line. In the second line you will get \tab. Here in this print statement, \t acts as a escape sequence for the tab character. Then automatically first a tab is included in the display. After that the characters A and B will be displayed. Then if I run this code, I got a tab first and then A and B characters. Then the next print statement is having R and a string, where R represents the string as a raw string. Then it will not treat \t as an escape sequence. Then it will display total 4 characters. Those are \t a b. If I run this cell, then I got \t a b as the string now. That means this entire string is considered as a raw string because of this R. Now I am going to display the length of both the strings. Then we will get 3 as the length of the first string and 4 as the length of the second string. Question number 3. Pause the video for some time and guess what are the options here we have to reverse the given string using slicing. The answer is both A and B. Here I have taken a variable name with initial string cache, and then I am going to use a slicing : -1, actually which will reverse the given string because the slicing will take 3 arguments. The first one is start index, and the second one is end index plus 1, and the third one is step. So whenever we are using -1 as a step, and it will return the string in the reverse order. If I run this, then I got the given string in the reverse order. In the same way we can use this second slicing also to reverse this string. So -1 is the index for the last character available in the string. Then we are going to start our string from the last character. Since the second argument is not present in the slicing, it will consider up to the beginning because the step is here a -1. If I run the cell again, we got the given string in the reverse order. Question number 4. Pause the video and guess the output of the following code snippet. Here the answer is tuple. Let us check this output. Python treats comma separated elements either in parentheses or without parentheses as a tuple. Here I am considering 2 statements. The first statement u1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, and the second statement u2 is equal to In parenthesis I am considering 1 comma 2 comma 3. If I display the type of u1 and u2 variables, I will get tuple. See, both are tuples. Question number 5. Pause the video and guess the output of the following code snippet. The output of this code snippet would be 70. We will check why we got 70 as output for this code now. Here I have defined a dictionary with 3 items. The first item is having key M1 and its value is 50. Key in the second item is M2, its value is 20, and the third item is having the key M3 and the value 70. Then if you want to get only the values of dictionary, we have a method values. Then I am going to display only values by using that method. Then the values we have are 50, 20 as well as 70. Then I am going to use the min function to get the minimum of all these values. Then we got 20 as the minimum value among all these values. Then I am going to use the get method associated with a dictionary. Get method returns the value of the item if the specified key is available. Otherwise, this get method returns the default value specified as the second argument for this method. Now I am going to use the get method of this std dictionary to get the value of the first item using the key M1. Here I have used the default value as 0. That means if that key M1 is not available in the std dictionary, then this get method will return 0. But in this case, this get method returns the value 50 because an item with key M1 is already available in std dictionary. If I run this cell, I got 50. Now I am going to use the get method again. Here I am trying to get the value of an item where the key is M4. But if you observe the std dictionary, we don't have any item with a key M4 in it. Then automatically this get method returns the default value, which is the second argument of this method. Then if I run this cell, I will get 100 out of the last print statement because of that get method. After having said this, I am going to consider the same statement which I have given in the code snippet. So in this case, we have two get methods. In the first get method, the key is M1. Since the M1 key is already available in the dictionary, it will return the corresponding value, that is 50. Then that 50 will be added with the return value of this get method. Here the key of this get method is M4, which is not available here. Then it will look for the default value, the second argument, where we are getting the minimum of all the values present in the items, that is 20 we already got. Then this 50 plus 20, we will get 70 as the output of the last print statement. Question number 6. Pause the video for few seconds and find out which option is correct, either A or B. The answer is A. In Python, empty dictionary will be created by using open and closed curly brackets. Let us create a dictionary now. Then if I display the type of D1, we got dictionary here. Question number 7. Pause the video for few seconds and guess the output of the following code snippet. Here the output of this code is 4. In the first line, a list of total 6 values are converted as a set, and then that set is now available with a variable values. Since the duplicates are not allowed by the Python sets, then the values variable will have 0, 1, 2, 3 as its values. If I display the values variable contents, then I will get set of 0, 1, 2, 3. Since this set is having 4 elements in it, the length of this set will be 4. So that's all guys. I will meet you with a new concept in the next video.